Hey everybody, Brian from Variable Traders here. It is the weekend, and this of course is the weekend video. I'm coming to you from Lagos, Portugal, out here on the poolside. As you can see, weather is not great today, but still warm enough and enjoying the day here. But let's get down and talk about what happened last week in the markets and what's coming up this week. A big election results as well as some more earnings. So let's get down to it. Okay, so let's skip down and start looking at what happened last week in the markets. And sorry if the sound isn't as good as usual again, just here running off the computer. But we had a bunch of big tech results coming out, quarterly results coming out this week. And of course, mixed bag. And you saw Google and Microsoft and Meta kind of disappointed on their numbers, but Apple beat top and bottom line. Amazon looking pretty good here. They had a good report, good guidance. So yeah, like I said, mixed bag. The jobs report, which everyone was looking forward to on Friday, we had a very low payroll number, 12,000, but market took that all in stride. Discounting all the stuff that was going on with the hurricanes and the Boeing strike. So that's probably why that number came in fairly low. So anyway, overall, market's another down week for the SPY and the Dow, and the Qs joined the down parade there this week. IWM small caps were flat. So as far as areas of strength and weakness, you can see communication services, consumer cyclicals still pretty good. Consumer cyclicals, of course, being sort of a bullish sign versus the staples. And the areas of weakness, of course, we got technology, real estate. Of course, interest rates keep going up, which is what we're seeing here on this line. 2-year up, another 0.1% there on the week. And again, the 10-year continuing to move higher as the Treasury market continues to build in some concerns about future inflation. Dollar up again this week. I'm surprised it wasn't up a little more, but it's been on a bit of a tear with the yields going up. And Bitcoin again, really, it had almost got through 70,000 there, pulled back, but Bitcoin's been on a tear as well. So that was your week in review. And before we move forward, as always, like to do a quick plug for my efforts here. These are my books on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. Very popular book, and Profiting as an Active Trader, a little bit more intensive look at how to swing trade. And then, of course, my latest book, How to Trade Options, both as far as day trading and swing trading or even position trading. So all those books there, if you want to check them out, they're on Amazon in all the different formats, audio, electronic, or hard copy. All right, let's take a quick look at some of the indexes and how they finished the week here on the graphs and charts. So you can see here, again, we are definitely in a downtrend on the TLT, which is the price of the longer term bonds. That means yields continue to push higher, which is what we already discussed, as the Treasury market and bond market kind of feel like we're in for some inflation coming, maybe not immediately, but within the next year or so. So, of course, as goes the TLT or the bond yields, so does the price of or the value of the dollar. So you can see it going up. Of course, that's a trend that we've seen for quite a while. Qs really just struggled to get above. We tried again here last week, could not push above this prior high from July. It looks like, well, we've lost some moving averages on the daily, but we could be just trading in this range. This is kind of an area where I would expect some support here. And again, I think we're just going to have to wait and see, if the election has any impact on where the markets go. We know the last time Trump got elected, the market just ripped higher. Could do it again, but who knows? And again, here we've got the SPY, sort of same story. Could be range bound, big sell-off Thursday, inside bar on Friday with kind of a reversing doji, but it really didn't, it didn't really lose any of this low here around 570. So I'd watch that level next week. But again, we've got a lot of news-driven or market-driven news that's going to really affect how the markets trade probably next week. Again, we are sort of down into an area on the Dow where there's some support there. And again, we'll be watching that. And again, this week I'm really going to just sort of sit back and watch. I'm not really going to be taking any positions. I might keep some of my UVXY, but again, this is kind of moving to the sidelines for this. IWM, sort of same comment, really we're just range bound here. Bitcoin's really been on a bit of a tear here. It just, it really broke out here, got up through 70,000, 72,000 and really just pulled back. But again, we're making a series of higher lows, higher low, higher low. This could be another higher low, kind of staying with these moving averages here. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. So taking a quick look at what positions we got, still got here. TD, still holding this. I bought the stock, sold calls, sold the 60 calls. I think it was a 60, maybe the 5750s. I'd have to look. Regardless, covered calls, and I'm just going to keep selling them. And you can read about that in my options book, how you can own stock and then sell calls against it, generate extra income. And that's what I'm doing with TD because I think it's really gotten beat up and should eventually come back. Still holding this. They're supposed to be doing a conference early November, and hoping we get a bit of a pop there. I'm still holding on to this crowd. I'm still thinking it's going to break above this this level here where it kind of topped out, and still holding some there. UVXY I featured last week. That was my one trade. Sorry about the noise in the background there. That was my one trade from last week, and I'm not sure about if these numbers are accurate, this after hours numbers. But that was my one trade from last week that I highlighted. Hopefully some of you took that trade. I was counting on some volatility last week as some of the mega tech companies were reporting, and we got that. And I'm still holding a little bit, but I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with it. I think I might just sell it going into the election because it could go either way. And CMG, I mentioned I was going to get rid of that prior to reporting last week, and I did. So that's it. So UVXY really is the only thing I'm watching for next week. I'm just really going to sit on the sidelines and let things play out, and we'll see what happens. So really nothing I'm going to be watching next week other than the reaction in the markets. All right, so let's wrap things up for November the 4th. Look ahead. Of course, the big event is definitely going to be the US election and what the outcome of that is and how long that takes. So could be some interesting volatility. We've also got the Fed rate decision here coming up at 2 o'clock on Thursday. Here's your levels on the Dow, Q, SPY, and IWM. And what else do we got? Well, of course, Powell's going to speak at 2:30. That could cause some volatility as well. As far as earnings, we've got a lot of earnings coming up this week, but there are the most notable ones. So that's it, everybody. Hope you had a great week last week. Lots of stuff to trade. And yeah, so next week we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll see you back in the room later in the week. I shall be back. So in the meantime, 8:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, we start out live on YouTube with the pre-market show. So you can check that out. And yeah, take care, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.